How's it going? My name's Steve, and today I've come back to Rocklea to have a look at the progress on the Cross River Rail station upgrade. So let's have a look at this and a couple of the other stations that are being upgraded as part of this project.
So first of all, let's have a bit of a look back at what Rocklea looked like a few months ago. Back in early March, new gantries had been installed for the overhead wiring, and construction had started on the new platforms, but no part of the actual station buildings had been completed yet. So this is coming forward to July when I last visited the station, and you can see some of the station buildings starting to be built, as well as the foundations for the overpass, and some of the lift shafts have already been installed. But at this point, the old pedestrian overpass to the right hadn't been demolished yet. And you can see straight in front of us that a new space has been opened up for the brand new side platform. And this is a bit of a close-up of those structural members for the overpass and lift shafts, and you can see some canopies in the background as well. So next I visited Salisbury Station, because I haven't come out to have a look at the construction progress here since the project began. Unfortunately, up until now, not a whole lot of progress has happened yet. Basically what's happening here at the moment is things like utility relocations, putting in conduits and trenches for cables, and drainage works. Next I made my way out to Fairfield Station, which is definitely one of the most interesting stations at the moment, because it's almost complete, but there's still quite a few things to do. I'm approaching the station here from Equity Street, and this is the street frontage that you see of the eastern side of the station. Coming a bit further down the street, you can see that this is getting fairly close to completion, but there's still some concreting to do on the footpaths and the gutters. Here's where the new cycle cage is, and the relocated historical station building. One big thing that's missing here at the moment is any kind of trees or shrubs, so it'll be nice to see those planted later on. So I made my way up the street to the main station entrance, and while there is a lot of finishing work to be done here, it is starting to shape up. When I was here last time, you used to have to approach this overpass from the other side on a temporary scaffold and some temporary stairs. But now you can see that the actual stairs are open. There is still quite a lot to be done on the lifts though. They were all blocked off and looked quite far from completion. So now I'm on the far side of the overpass and I'm coming down towards Mildmay Street. This is a bit of a view that you get out of the screens over the station and the landscaping on the street. So as we come down to Mildmay Street, we can see where in the concept design apparently there's going to be a landscape section with a bunch of shade trees. It looks like they're supposed to be on this sloped concrete section, so I'm not sure if they're going to dig that up or what's going to happen there. So still lots to do, like fixing up these cables that are hanging out and finishing the concrete on the footpath here. But as you can see, the station is still fully operational and has been for quite some time now. And finally, I came down to have a look at platform level. So at the moment here I'm on platform 2, and we're looking across the tracks here to platform 1. So as part of the station upgrade, they're building a third platform which is behind me, but platforms 1 and 2 are the ones that are open and have been the priority for construction at the moment. As we come along the platform, both on the left and the right, you can see the new smart ticketing machines, which are these purple ones, and they can take contactless cards as well as go cards. And there are still some big gaps in the ceilings that need to be filled up. But for now, we get a view of the nice neat bundles of network cables and electrical infrastructure that have been installed. So here's the Heritage Shelter building, which was relocated here, and just beyond platform 1 you can see the new cycle cage as well. And looking up the platform, you can see still lots of little things to do. So on the way, I had a peek over this fence, and you can see some of the landscaping work being done, and I think what's being built here are planters for trees and shrubs, so it'll be nice to see all that finished up soon. And finally, before I left, I got a nice view of this NGR coming through the station, so you can enjoy that going by. The last station that I visited was Dutton Park, which is still very early in its construction. The old station was closed and demolished just a few months ago. I'm looking over a fence here on Cope Street, and this is where the main station will be. Before, the station used to be further up the line. So now I'm on Rocklea Road, and this is where one of the station entrances will be. The pedestrian overpass will start from this concrete wall here, and go across the station to another entrance on Noble Street, across the tracks. Now, from here, there is one very interesting thing to note, and that's that there's only 2 tracks at the moment. So the finished station will have 3 tracks running through it, and it looks like from construction updates that there was a 3rd track just a few weeks before this. So I think I just happened to catch this while there was a temporary removal to make space for the platforms. But I expect that this track has already been reinstated to keep the capacity on the railway line. So I'll need to make another trip out soon and have another look. Now I'm across the other side of Rocklea Road, and you can see the tunnel portal up the top of the screen. And this is where the station used to be to the left here. This retaining wall we can see right in front of us is new. And here's a bit of a look where the station used to live. And now I've taken a walk about 20 metres down the footpath, and there's a good spot where you can peek over a fence and get a good view of the tunnel portal. Unfortunately, this is about as high as I can get, so we won't be able to see when the tracks are being put in. And here's the very last site that I visited that day, which is the new pedestrian and cycle bridge which is being built at Boggo Road. It was exciting to see that the new bridge was being connected to the bikeway near the Princess Alexandra Hospital busway station. So at this point in the construction, you could see that the concrete bridge deck still hadn't been cast, and there were still lots of missing sections in the bridge. I expect that a lot of these pieces have been put in the month or two since I've been able to visit, so I'll try and get back there soon for another construction update. And I thought this was quite interesting, that the bridge was actually still being held down by chains. And I guess this is both because it hasn't been connected up yet, and because the concrete bridge deck hasn't been poured, so it's much lighter than it's going to be in its final form. And that was everything that I saw on my trip through the Southside Station upgrades.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little Cross River Rail construction update. If you did like the video, please leave a like below, and you can tell me what you think of the construction progress in the comments. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.